What if I told you most of your problems aren't actually real? They just feel real. Your mind is constantly telling you stories about who you are, what people think about you, and what you should be doing. And the crazy part is, you believe all of them. What is up, everybody? You are listening to Between Thoughts, a podcast where we talk about the thoughts that show up uninvited, usually at the worst possible time. I'm Jonathan, and today we are talking about something I think a lot of us struggle with: overthinking life to the point where we make it harder than it actually is. Let's start with something dangerous. Feeling too much, not physically, but emotionally. Because if you are someone who feels everything deeply, congratulations, you have unlocked level difficult in your life. The people that I don't trust are the people that say they have moved on very quickly from a relationship. Because if you think about it, they just say it is what it is and then go to sleep peacefully. Meanwhile, I'm lying in bed, replaying the conversation that I had in 2017, thinking maybe I should have done it or said things in a different way and maybe things would have panned out differently. Feeling deeply is a gift, but it's also a bit exhausting because you don't just experience moments, you absorb them. And when you feel everything deeply, you start assuming something else, that everyone else is also thinking about you just as much, which is not true. This could be offensive. It is an offensive truth. Nobody is actually thinking about you, at least not as much as you think. That embarrassing thing that you did, you've been thinking about it for the past 3 days, and then you think that everybody else is also thinking about it. Well, they forgot about it 3 minutes in because they're too busy thinking about their own embarrassing moments. I once overthought a simple message for 20 minutes. Just a hey, are you free tomorrow? I wrote it like 6 times, deleted it, typed it again, added a smiley, then thought to myself, let's not add the smiley. Sent it just for the reply, yeah. That's it. Just the word yeah. All that stress for a yeah. People are not watching you the way you think they are. They're too busy living their own lives. And once you realize that nobody is really watching you, a more uncomfortable question shows up. Who are you when nobody is watching? Who are you when there's no audience, no validation, no expectations? Because let's be honest, if we all have two versions of ourselves, the version that we show the public, and then there's a version that we sh- that I just woke up and forgot how to function. The real version of you isn't who you pretend to be. It's who you are when you don't have to impress anyone. And that version, that's the exact person you should be building. But here's where things get tricky. Because when you know who you want to be, you don't always act on it. You delay. We like to call it procrastination. But most of the time, it's just a fear in disguise. I'll start tomorrow, is what we say. The most dangerous sentence ever created by man and woman. Tomorrow is basically a storage room for excuses. This is something that happened to me, and I would never forget. There was a time I kept delaying something very important, not because I didn't have time, but because I was scared it wouldn't work. As long as I didn't start, there was no room to face failure. So this act of delay protects me and my ego, but it also kept me stuck in time. And while we are busy delaying everything, something else is happening quietly. Time is moving. You will never get today back. There's this sentence we all hear that today you are as young as you are today. We treat days like they are unlimited, like life is a Netflix series with infinite episodes. It's not, trust me. At some point, there's a final season, and no, there's no trailer for it. Every day feels normal until it becomes a memory. And if there's one thing life keeps teaching us, it's this: not everything needs to be controlled. Some things are not meant to be fixed, they are meant to be accepted. But no, we don't like it. We want the control. We want to hear the answer that we want. We want closure. We want life to send us a detailed email explaining everything. Everything in life is just we want, we want, we want. Sometimes peace comes from letting things be, not from figuring everything out. Because if you try to control everything, your mind starts getting louder and louder, and not always in a helpful way. Your mind is not always telling you the truth. For example, these are the thoughts that I have. You are not good enough. You are behind in life. She got a car. He got a promotion. Everyone else is doing better than me. Everybody is moving forward, but I am staying stuck in the same time. My brain acts like a toxic friend, and I'm sure that your brain does the same thing. Always overthinking, a tad bit dramatic, always assuming the worst. Just because you think something doesn't mean it is going to be true. And when you start questioning those thoughts and start growing, something else is happening. You feel alone. You know what else is lonely? Growth. Not everyone grows at the same pace. Not everyone understands the changes you're going through. And sometimes you outgrow places, habits, even people. It's like upgrading your life, but your surroundings are still the old version. And that space in between, that's where loneliness lives. Maybe the problem isn't that life is hard. Maybe it's just that we make it harder for ourselves by believing every thought we have, by overthinking, by delaying, by trying to control everything. Take a breath. Not everything needs to be figured out. Everything needs to be figured out right now, at this very moment, at this very second, and it doesn't even need to be figured out today. Not every thought needs to be believed. Not every moment needs to be perfect. So if our paths have crossed in this very episode, I am glad. So until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and stay between thoughts.